Good afternoon and welcome to Yoga with Chelsea. So we're going to be doing a restorative yoga today. It'll be mostly all on the mat. Doubtful we'll get to any standing poses, so it'll mostly be about the upper body, but we'll get into some tabletop poses as well that we'll be using our wrists for, as well as the rest of our body, of course. So just be a little bit aware of that. And then, so find some water, find a mat, and find your way onto your mat. We're going to be starting an easy pose, so just seated on our mat with our legs crossed. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and find that. I think we have about 1 more minute, so get ready. Let's do some yoga. All the noises. Perfect. All right, so find your way onto the mat real quick. All right, so today's yoga session is more about feeling good about yourself. So we're going to be doing some shoulder stretches and some spine stretches, and then we'll get into a little bit of a hip stretch as well. So let's get onto our mat. Let's bring our hands onto our knees. We can be placed either into an easy pose with your legs crossed, or if you'd rather be in a fire log pose with one foot on top of the other. We're not necessarily going to be switching. At least I don't have any plans for that, but you never know. So just whenever you feel good, ready to go. Let's go ahead and start with a few really deep breaths. So we'll start out a little bit slower, less deep, and get deeper as we go. So we'll start out with an inhale. Inhale in through your mouth. And exhale through your nose. All right, and again, inhale, a little bit deeper this time. And then out through your nose. And again, inhale deep through your mouth. And out through your nose. And last one here, big deep breath. And exhale. Awesome. All right, now we feel good, we feel ready to go. Let's go ahead and bring our hands to our heart center. And then maybe bring our chest to our chin. Then bring our nose down to our fingers. And with our closed eyes, let's just take a few more breaths. So let's breathe in deep. And breathe out deep. Maybe a few more times. And out. And last time here. And out. Perfect. Alright, let's go ahead and straighten our spine. Bring awareness to how you're sitting. We want to have our head over our heart over our pelvis, with our spine straight, torso straight, head up towards the sky. Let's go ahead and reach for the sky now. Just with your right arm, just reach up into the air. Reach up and grab something. Grab the stars, grab the sun, grab the sky, and pull it back down to you. So you should be feeling this in your torso. You can engage your torso in all 4 corners, in the front, the back. And let's go ahead and reach up with our other arm. Reach up in the air, left arm up in the air, reach and grab for the sky. Grab for the stars, grab for the sun, grab for some imaginary thing. Keeping our spine and torso straight. And then grabbing that all the way back down again. Do it again with our left arm. So torso straight, spine is straight, head is up towards the sky, and so is your arm reaching, reaching, reaching. So you're not trying to move, you're not trying to reach over, just stay in one place with your torso. And reach up for the sky. And then bring it back down. Maybe breathe out as we bring it down. And with our left arm, reaching that up in the air. Reach, reach, reach. Feeling our torso. And bring it back down again. Let's go on with both arms. Let's bring our hands together and kind of push back behind the ears. And then reach both arms up into the air. Reach, 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 and grab. Grab for the stars, grab for everything. Maybe bring your shoulders up towards your ears, and then down away from your ears. Let's do that again. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears, and then down away from your ears. And let's pull our arms back down again. Awesome. All right, one more time. Reaching our hands behind our ears, and reaching up towards the sky. Reach, 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 and grab, and grab, and grab. All right, and then from here, we're gonna bring our arms down. But as we bring our arms down, we're bringing our left arm towards our right knee. So with a straight spine, we're twisting our torso. Maybe bringing your right hand behind you, placing it either on the mat, or if you want, you can tuck it behind you as well. Tuck it in between your hip and your thigh on the left side. So with this straight spine, we're twisting, and with every breath, we're getting a little bit deeper in the twist. Still focusing on keeping our spine straight and our head up towards the sky. Just a few more breaths here, just feeling the stretch, feeling the twist. All right, and then let's straighten our torso back to the front again. Alright, and this time let's raise your left arm up in the air first. Raise it up in the air. Reach, 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 and grab for the sky. And then pull that back down. Then with our right arm, we're reaching our right arm up in the air. Reach, reach, reach. And bring it all the way back down again. And then both arms, we're going to push behind our ears, push away, and then up towards the sky. Bringing our hands back down. Let's do that one more time. All right, so hands down towards your knees. And then once again, pushing them behind your ears and reaching up towards the sky. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears. And we'll come into our torso twist on the other side. So let's bring your right hand towards your left knee. Then place your left hand either behind you on the mat or tucking that around also. So we'll take a few more breaths here. Still focusing on twisting your spine, twisting your torso, and keeping a straight spine. Still focusing on where you are at in this seated pose. Keeping your head over your heart center over your pelvis. All right, then rotating our torso towards the front again. Good to go. Let's do one forward fold. So with our legs just bent still, we're just gonna reach down, kind of walk our hands out. This is the first forward fold. You're probably not very flexible right now. I know I'm not. It takes me a few to get pretty flexible. So let's go ahead and roll up our spine one vertebrae at a time, finding our way back into our seated easy pose. And then we'll do that again, just rounding forward, reaching out in front of us, reaching our arms, maybe walking our arms a little bit further forward. And then let's round our spine back one vertebrae at a time, just finding our way back into the seated easy position. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and reach our arms up in the air again. This time we're coming in for a side bend. So slowly, slightly, just bring your torso, your chest, down towards the ground a little bit. Just a little bit though. We're not going too far, not going too deep. Just as far as you can go. First side bend, so we're probably not that flexible on this side either. And then back up, raising our torso back up towards the sky. Let's go ahead and reach on the other side. Just slight bend down. then torso comes back up again. And let's place your right hand on the mat, or on the ground, mat or ground, somewhere on the side next to your glutes. And then with your left hand up in the air, slowly start to bend. So your hand is here now for stability, to help you get a little bit deeper into this pose. So we're stretching, opening our chest towards the sky a little bit as we come down into this pose. So just go as far as your side will let you. You want to have your glutes still stuck to the mat, your sit bones stuck to the mat. So if they start to raise up, that means so you're stretching over too far. All right, and then let's reach back up towards the center again. Torso back up. All right, and then again, reaching both arms up in the air first. And then bring them back down again. Good. All right, and let's do a deeper side bend on the left side. So bringing your left hand down on the mat or on the ground, somewhere near your glutes. Raising your right arm up in the air. We're gonna slightly bend. Bend over just as far as you can go, slowly and controlled. We don't wanna go too fast, too far. Opening your chest slightly towards the sky as well. And then we'll reach back up again. Awesome. And then let's find our way into a child's pose next. So bring our hand onto the mat. You're gonna come into a tabletop pose first, and then slide your hips back towards your heels. And let's rest your chest on your thighs and your head down towards the mat, reaching your arms out in front of you. And then just release and relax into this pose. Feeling the ground beneath your body, releasing. Good. All right. And then let's find our way back up into a tabletop pose again. Back up into tabletop. This song is really loud right here. Okay. And then let's push just the upper back. Push your shoulder blades up towards the sky, rounding your chin into your chest slightly, but not really moving your lower back at all. We're just pushing back, pushing up into a little bit of a cat, more like a half cat, because we're not using our whole spine, we're not using our whole torso. And then find your way back into just the tabletop pose. Let's do that one more time, just with your upper back. Pushing your upper back towards the sky. And then releasing and relaxing back into tabletop. All right, let's get our lower back involved, but not too involved. So here we're gonna go on to our toes next. Kind of coming into a beast pose. Or a tabletop with floating knees. And from here, we're engaging the lower back to help us get here. So lower back is engaged. And then engage your upper back as you round yet again up. And then back down to tabletop. If you need to lower your knees back down again, that's totally fine. But let's try to keep it up. Engaging our thighs, engaging our quads, engaging the lower back. One more time, round your upper back. And then lower it back down. And find your way all the way back down into our tabletop pose. And let's go ahead and come into a wide child's pose here. So with our knees out to either side of the mat, maybe our toes touching together, sliding your hips back towards your heels, and resting your chest down as far as you can go. So maybe your chest hits the mat, maybe your chest is above the mat and just floating. Let's just take a couple more breaths here. This is the starting of the hip openers. Alright, then we'll push up into another tabletop pose. It's a wide tabletop pose now this time. And we're gonna come into a cow pose next. So let's round your spine down and round your chest up and open towards the sky. Tailbone rounds up as well because we're getting our lower back involved. And then we're rounding down, so this time your tailbone is tucking under and your whole back is getting involved. We're pulling our belly button up into the spine. Chin comes into our chest. And then we're gonna round all the way back down again into our cow pose again. Tailbone comes up, our spine goes into our belly button, our chest opens towards the sky. And again, rounding back into our cat pose. Full back involvement. And then again, maybe breathing out as you come back into our cow. And let's slide back again into a child's pose. Let's take a few more breaths here and just release and relax into that, getting closer to the mat with every breath. And then let's bring our back up into that tabletop pose again. Your knees can be wide. You can also bring them back so they're directly under your hips. Whatever feels good for you. But we're really just opening up our hips right now, kind of opening up our spine and torso. So let's kind of round down first for our cow, and round back up for our cat. And then we're going to come back to normal and round off to the side. Maybe your shoulder comes into your hip. And then the other side, shoulder comes into your hip. And then again, shoulder into hip. And last one here, shoulder into your hip. And then let's do some circles. So just kind of circle your whole body. Maybe hinging on your knees and your wrists. And then maybe just circling just your chest comes up, down, off to the side, up, over, round. Rounding your whole body here. And then getting your hips involved in the movement. Like big circles, kind of going up and down. Awesome, and then switching directions. If you were only going one way before, we're switching directions. Circles, up and down. Awesome, and then pushing back into a child's pose one more time. Take a couple more breaths here. And then we're gonna come into a little bit of it's just a little bit of a flow. It's not the full flow that we'll be doing very much. We'll do it maybe 2 times. So let's first pop up, sitting on our knees. Let's bring our knees a little bit closer together so that they're just normal sized. All right, if you can't do this, well, just be up. So just get on your knees as much as you can. All right, so from here, we're gonna raise our arms up in the air. And reach all the way up. And then bring them down into a tabletop. And round our spine up for cat. And then rounding it down for cow. And then pushing it back in child's pose. We'll do that again. So raising it up, sitting on our knees, raising up, all the way up, and reaching our arms up towards the sky. And then bringing our hands down into a tabletop pose, and cat, into a cow, and push back for child's pose. All right, one last time here, we'll do that. So raising our torso up, then raising our head all the way up, being on our knees, raising our arms all the way up towards the sky, reaching up, reach, and then bringing our arms back down for tabletop pose, and cat, and then cow, and back into our child's pose. Alright, so we're back in our child's pose here, with our chest on our thighs, our head down towards the mat. Let's come in for our twisted child's pose next. I love those. So raising your right arm up in the air, let's thread them underneath your armpit, bringing the side of your face down to the mat, or somewhere close. So your chest isn't necessarily on your thighs anymore. But let's even make it a little bit of a deeper stretch. So if you're there and that's as far as you want to go, and you're released and you're relaxed, and that's great, perfect. If not, maybe you want to open your chest a little bit more. So kind of push your left arm into the ground, opening your chest up, or even just raising your left arm up in the air will make that stretch, make that twist a little bit deeper. And bringing that back down again. Maybe you just want to release and relax again into this twisted pose. And then bring your right arm back out in front of you again, and we're back in normal child's pose. But let's come in for a twist on the other side next, right? So let's lift your left arm up in the air, and then thread that underneath your armpit. Bring the side of your face down towards the mat. Then reaching your arm out in front of you. Maybe also come in for another twist on this side, so pushing on the mat a little bit, opening your chest up a little bit more. Open, open, open. Maybe even reaching your arm up into the sky and opening your chest a little bit further. I like pushing. And then find your way all the way back down. Maybe release and relax. Alright, and back into our child's pose. Doing great here. Okay, let's come and roll up one vertebrae at a time and find our way back into a seated position. Seated again. So let's come in for our first forward fold of the day. The first real one with our legs out in front of us. Alright? And your spine should be a little bit opened up from those little ones that we did earlier with our legs crossed. So now we'll open them up a little bit further. So let's see, if you're sitting on the mat, maybe you want to bring your glutes out a little bit to either side here. Alright, and then we'll straighten our spine. Spine straight, belly button tucked in, our shoulder blades down the back, our shoulders down and away from our ears. Let's go hinge at the hips and reach forward. Maybe reaching for the shins or the ankles or the bottom of the feet. Trying to keep your back relatively straight, keeping your straight spine. And just reaching until you can't reach any further. Then once you can't reach any further, you can release and we can round into our forward fold. Alright, then let's round up one vertebrae at a time, finding our way back into a seated staff pose. And again, hinging at the hips, let's reach for your shins or the ankles or the bottom of the feet. Awesome. And then we'll come up. Alright, let's do a hamstring stretch. So let's bring the bottom of the right foot into the left thigh. Then our hips are facing towards the bottom of the left foot. So let's reach out for the shin, or the ankle, or the bottom of the foot here. Just reach as far as you can. Maybe you need a little bend in that knee as well. So you can bend that knee a little bit just to get a little bit further in. But we're trying to stretch this hamstring stretch here, this hamstring here. So keeping it down flat on the ground is where we want to be. Alright, and once we're here, we're in this pose. If this feels good and you just want to stay like this, you can stay like this. If you want to open your chest a little bit, maybe come in for a little bit of a side bend as well. Reaching up and over, maybe even opening the hips a little bit further. And we'll take a couple more breaths here. And then find your way back to just that hamstring stretch. Unless you were there the whole time, then just meet me here. Alright, and then let's go ahead and switch sides. So maybe both legs come out first. And then we bend the left foot, bringing the bottom of the left foot to the right thigh. And then we'll go ahead and reach out for the shin, or the ankle, or the bottom of the foot here. With our hips facing the bottom of that foot. Alright, let's take a couple breaths here, getting a little bit deeper in the stretch with every breath. Good. Alright, and then once again, if you want to open your hips a little bit to the side, and come in for a little bit of a side bend. And get back to our normal hamstring stretch. And then both feet out in front of you again. Let's do one last forward fold here, hinging at the hips, reaching out for your shins, the ankles, the bottom of the feet. Reach and grab and pull. And release with control. And back up with a straight spine. All right, let's go ahead and bring the bottom of the feet together for a butterfly pose. So with a straight spine, your head up towards the sky, knees kind of just drop off to either side. So your feet can be anywhere they want to be. They can either be really close together, but if that brings your knees up really tall, that probably means you shouldn't be that close. Maybe you want to push your knees out just a little bit and let your knees drop a little bit further down. And then once we've found our seated position, where we want to sit our feet in this butterfly pose, maybe you want to hinge at the hips a little bit as well. Bring your chest slightly forward. But don't pull your feet into you when you're doing this, because that's something that you could very much do. When you're hinging forward, I'm grabbing my feet to bring myself forward into it, but I'm not bringing my feet towards me, you know? All right, and then back up. Come into another torso twist. So let's bring the left heel towards the right glute. And then bring the right foot on the other side of the left knee. So on the thigh, basically. Then grabbing this right knee with your left hand, keeping your torso straight again, keeping your spine straight as we twist the torso. All right, bring the chest into that knee a little bit. We'll take a couple breaths here. Once again, getting a little bit deeper into the twist with every breath. And then we'll untwist. And let's come into a little bit of an opener here. So opening the other direction, we'll open our chest up. Bringing our left hand behind us, grabbing the right knee, and then back to the center. And let's go ahead and switch. So maybe back to that butterfly pose first. And then from here, we're gonna sweep your right foot towards your left heel, and then bring your left foot on the other side of your right thigh. And then grabbing your left knee with your right arm, bring that knee into your chest as we twist. Keeping a straight spine, twisting our torso into this knee. So let's take a few breaths here and keep twisting, getting a little bit deeper in the twist with every breath. Twisting our torso back to the center again. So let our legs come out in front of us. All right, and then we're gonna roll backwards. And as we roll back, let's bring our knees up into our chest. All right, so, well, first situate yourself on the mat. And then grab your knees into your chest. Maybe grabbing underneath your knees. Bring your thighs down into your chest as much as you can. And then from here, let's roll on our spine a little bit. Up and down, back and forth. I don't know why my music's doing this right now. So and then with one knee at a time, maybe lowering down your left leg and grabbing your right knee into your chest. Alright, and then our hip circles. So let's rotate that knee in little circles, going up and down in one direction. And then we'll switch sides and we'll go the other way. Awesome. And maybe we want to take this knee and kind of drop it off to the left side. So keeping our shoulder blades stuck on the mat, dropping that right knee off to the side. Let's bring our right hand off to the side as well. So we want to keep both our shoulder blades stuck to the mat. So gazing off in the opposite direction of that knee. How about let's straighten that leg as well. And once we're out there, sweep that leg up and over onto the other side. And open our hips here. And then we'll take just 2 breaths here. And then bring that knee back into the chest again. And drop it down. And then we'll start on the other side. So it's bringing that right knee up, the left knee up and into your chest. And let's do some knee circles that way. Circling one direction first. And then we'll circle it the other direction. Circles. Perfect. And then once again, let's drop our knee off to the side. So, or maybe arms off to the either side of our body as this one falls down. Keeping our shoulder blades stuck to the mat. We can gaze off in the opposite direction of that knee. So that knee doesn't have to go all the way down. It can just kind of hang out wherever it lands. I know mine doesn't go all the way down without lifting all the way up and over, but that's the opposite of what we want to do right now. Alright, then straightening that leg. Let's go ahead and lift it up and over onto the other side and open our hips up. Wide open hips. And then just 2 breaths here. Let's grab that knee back into the chest again. Good. And then we'll drop them. Well, let's bring both of our knees up into a 90-degree angle. And then with our arms off to the side, let's drop both of our knees off and down to the left side as we gaze off in the opposite direction. Let's take a couple breaths here. And then we'll lift our legs up and over, coming onto the other side. And gazing again off in the opposite direction of your knees. Perfect. And then let's lift our knees up and then drop them down and flat on the ground, bringing both of our hands to either side. And then we'll release and relax into the Savasana pose. Feeling the ground beneath your body, feeling your muscles melting into your mat. Focus on your breath. Focus on the ins and the outs. And just relax and release. Relax your mind, relax your body. All right. Thank you for joining me today in this stretch restorative yoga session. I had a lot of fun. It was nice opening up everything. So thanks for joining along, and I'll see you next time. Also, once Body Room is open, my classes for yoga are 5:30 on Wednesdays. So join me then.